Listen, guys, if you sew your trouser this way, if you follow this pattern that I'm about to teach you and draft your trouser, I promise you, you will never make mistake in trouser pattern again. You will never make mistake in sewing your trouser again. First of all, compliment of the season, Merry Christmas in arrears and Happy New Year in advance. So today we are drafting a perfect trouser, straight trouser. And if you learn this pattern, you can use it to draft palazzo trouser, you can use it to sew pencil trouser. Just know the basic, which is very simple. I've broken it down for you, very simple and straight to the point. So if you're seeing this channel for the first time, please subscribe, like, share, comment. And if you're an old timer, I appreciate you. Thank you for staying put, and thank you for supporting me in 2024. I hope we will do better in 2025. Okay, so please subscribe, like, share, comment. Okay, so let's get on with it. You start by marking out your starting point. That starting point is going to be our waistline. Okay, that starting point is going to be our waistline, and this starting point do not have any measurement at all. You can use any measurement you want to measure it. I then go ahead and minus 2 inches. This 2 inches is for waistband. Okay, so you place your tape on the 2 inches. Let the 2 inches rest on the waistline. Now you go ahead and get the length of your crotch and the length of your hip, starting from where you place your tape on your waist and place it down to your hip and get the length. The length of the hip I'm working with is 10 inches, and the length of the crotch I'm working with is 11 inches. Mind you, hip and crotch are very close to each other, so they are just 1 inch apart. Okay, so you place your tape on your waist and take it down to the crotch line and to the hip line and get your measurement. The next thing is the thigh line. You can place your tape on the crotch length and mark 3 inches downwards to get your thigh line, or you can take your tape all the way to the waist line to know the the thigh line. So I did 3 inches. So this is me, dotting it all the way down so that I can connect the dots with my straight ruler. And this is me connecting the dots with my straight ruler. So this is thigh line. Let me go ahead and label it: waist, hip, crotch, and thigh, so it won't confuse us. Okay, the next thing we are going to get now is our knee length and your waistline. Mind you, that waistline, keep minusing the 2 inches because of waistband. Okay, so it won't alter your measurement. I place my tape all the way to the waist and I got my knee length, and I'm going to go ahead and still label it so it won't confuse us. Please ignore the other lines. I was making a different illustration, so please ignore the other lines there. Now it's time to get our crotch measurement. Place your tape on the crotch line, divide your hip by 16 by 16, whatever you get, approximate it, and then you get your crotch. So what I got was 2.8 and other fractions, so I approximated it to 3 inches. So this is 3 inches. I placed it, use my curve ruler, and I marked. So this is me labeling that side. So that is a cross measurement already gotten. We are going to go ahead now and measure our waist. The waist measurements, you divide it by 4. Whatever you get, you mark. Now go ahead and measure the hip as well. The hip measurement, you divide it by 4. Whatever you get, you place your mark and add 2 inches extra allowance. Also add 2 inches extra allowance on the waistline. Hip line, the same thing, 2 inches extra allowance. And then you rule a straight line from the waist to the hip line. The next thing we are going to do now is to get the midpoint of this trouser. The midpoint is what you're going to use to place all your measurements on each side of the trouser. So you place your tape from the beginning of the crotch to the end of the crotch. Just see where I place my tape. And now you fold your tape into 2. Whatever you get is the midpoint of this trouser. Okay, you go on and mark. I hope you understand what I did. From the beginning of the crotch to the end of the crotch, you divide the tape into 2 and mark. Now I am dotting the lines so I can get a straight line when I use my straight ruler. Go ahead and keep dotting it all the way down to the trouser. Now go on ahead and rule a straight line and connecting it all the way down. If you have watched this video to this point, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you. It's time to get our thigh measurement. Now the thigh I'm working with is 32 inches. 32 divided by 2 is 16. Now go ahead and divide that 16 again by 2. what you will get is 8. So you mark 8 here, you place your tape on that middle line, mark 8 inches here, place your tape on the middle line again, and mark 8 inches the other side. So 8 inches here, 8 inches here. And when you put the tape together with the 2 lines, you will see that you're going to get 16 inches exactly. Now on the new line, the same thing. The nail I'm working with is 22 inches. So when you divide 22 by 2, you are going to get 11. Now go ahead and divide that 11 again. You get 5.5. So you put 5.5 on this side and 5.5 on the other side. You can add 1 inch allowance if you wish. When I measured this, when I took this measurement, I already added my inches already when I took the measurement. So you can go ahead and add your allowance, 1 inch or 1.5 inch allowance as you are doing it. Okay, so this is me connecting the lines now. Okay. And for the length of this trouser, this pattern paper is quite shorter, but when I'm cutting it on the fabric, I'm going to cut the actual length of the trouser. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and join it all together. This style is actually really simple. Okay, you don't need to break your head again over how to sew trouser or how to draft a perfect trouser pattern. Okay, so this is it. Very beautiful. This is the front. So we're going to also go ahead and cut the back, but first of all, let's cut out the extra fabrics on this pattern because we don't need them. And this is me cutting them off. Now this is the front, the waist, the hip, the crotch, the thigh, the knee, and then the length. So this is the front of the trouser. We are going to also cut out the back of the trouser. Okay. With another pattern paper, you see I had to even join this one because I was out of pattern paper. I had to just join it and do this video. So this is us getting the back of the dress, or the trouser rather. So I placed the front on the pattern paper. Now I'm gonna go in here by 1 inch, or go out rather by 1 inch. You know the back, the bum is actually bigger behind than the front. That is why the back trouser always have to be higher, okay, than the back. So here I went out, I came out by 1 inch, and then here as well I came out by 1 inch. That's the upper part, the waist part rather. I came out by 1 inch, and then this other side, because I want the zip to be at the back, I came out by 1.5 inches. I came out by 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance and for the bum to sit well on the trouser or in the trouser. So here 1 inch, the other side, the zipper allowance area 1.5 inch, and the waist side 1 inch. So this is me connecting the line, making a crotch for the back. You can use pin to hold yours so it won't shift or something. Now with your straight ruler, just do what I'm doing. You're going to draw and make sure the hip side is equal. The hip side, the hip area is equal with the front. Why that of the crotch side should come up higher, okay, because of what the bum is curvy and bigger, so that part should be higher. Why that of the waist or the hip region should be equal with the front pattern. Now I've done all that. Please, you can use pin or something to hold it. This is me using all these things to hold it so they won't shift, because I want to go ahead and cut it off right now. We are done cutting. Let's go ahead and label them. It's always good to label them so you won't get confused, especially for beginners. Okay, this is the front, and this is the back. And again, let me give you a tip. If you have a particular customer that is always coming to sew trouser, or just make a pattern for that person. So next time when the person comes, you just take the pattern, place it on the fabric and cut it off, instead of starting all over again and start measuring. Understand? Now let me quickly summarize this pattern again so you don't get confused, especially for beginners. So this is the waistline, or the starting point line, no actual measurement for it. This is the hip line, that's waist to hip, 10 inches, you mark. Waist to crotch, 11 inches, you mark. Waist to thigh, or you count 3 inches from crotch line. That's how you get thigh line. Then waist to nail, you mark. I think waist to nail 22 inches, you mark. Now to get crotch, okay, whatever you get, whatever, divide hip, whatever you get on this hip, your actual hip measurement, the full hip measurement, divided by 16. Whatever you get, that's what you use to measure this. Okay, so this is 3 inches for this hip, right? For this crotch. And then the full length of the trouser. Now we get our waist measurement. I marked it here, I added 2 inches. You get your hip measurement, I marked it here, I added 2 inches. Okay, I draw the line down to the crotch measurement as well. Now for the midpoint, for this midpoint, you take from here to here, from beginning of this crotch to the end of this crotch, you divide the tape by 2. Whatever you get is your midpoint. Now you're going to use this midpoint to get the thigh measurement and the knee measurement. So the thigh measurement is I think 30 divided by 2 is 15. Then you go ahead and divide 15 again. In other words, you're dividing thigh by 4 instead of usual dividing by 2. Instead of usual 2, you're dividing thigh by 4. Whatever you divide thigh by 4, you put half here, you put half here. Let me explain again. So thigh is, the full round thigh is 30 inches. 30 divided by 2 is 15 inches. Normally you're meant to mark your 15 inches. Now go ahead and divide that 15 inches by 2 again. Whatever you get, you put half of it here, half of it here. The same thing with knee measurement. I think round knee was 25. You divide it by 2. Whatever you get, you divide that thing by 2 again. Put half here, put half here. That will enable you to place the measurements equally on each sides of the trouser. Half here is equal. Okay, so then you go ahead and cut your trouser. That's all. I've gone ahead to trace it out on my fabric. This is the front. I'm also going to do the same thing at the back, and then I cut. I'm done cutting, so I'll be starting with the front first. So this is me arranging the 2 front sides, and I'll be using my pin to hold it together, to hold the crotch together actually. And then don't forget, we're going to put our dart in this dress. So after pinning it, we'll go ahead and get our dart. The dart is how to get your dart is your nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement is 10 inches. 10 divided by 2 is 5. I went ahead to mark my 5, and then the length of the dart is also 5. I also went ahead to mark the 5, and then I connected the lines together. I also flip it over and do the same thing on the other part of the front trouser. And after that, I'll also do the same thing I did on the front part to the back parts of the trouser. 10 inches divided by 2, 5, and then I went in by 5 inches length, and then I joined the lines. I connected the lines together, and then I mark. I also do the same on the back as well. So that's it, guys. So I've gone ahead to join the band of this trouser, and I've done the dart. This is it. So only the front has been sewn this way, but the back is still in pieces. So this is the back, this is the band. I've attached it on the 2 sides of the back, and I've done the dart as well. So the backs are still, the 2 back is still in pieces. Now I'm going to arrange it the way I'm doing it now, and then place the front part of the trouser on it. I'm going to place the front part of the trouser on it because we want to bring out our zipper allowance. Remember the zipper allowance we removed when we are cutting the pattern. That is what we're about to bring out now. Okay, and like I told you, that bigger part of the back is where the bum bum will sit, because the back bum bum is bigger and curvier than the front. Okay, so we're going to use our chalk now to trace out some few inches of where the bum bum will sit and where the zip will stay. Okay, first of all, I'm measuring it the whole 2 inches, or rather 1.5. How many inches do we share? 1.5, right? Okay, so after that, we're going to rule another line. This line now is where I'm going to sew the zip. So I left little inches for the bum bum. My bum bum is not that big, so I think this will be enough. But if your bum bum is big enough, please leave enough. So this is still the front, okay? And the back, we have only sewn that zip allowance region only. Now pay attention to this. To sew this trouser now, we are going to take this tie, that under tie of the back and the under tie of the front, and join it together. Make sure the lines are facing each other equally, and now we sew this side and sew the other side. Mind you, the other part of the sides have not been sewn yet, so this is it. I've done it. So this is what I'm talking about. The other side is still open. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get the measurement of this trouser. That this is where sewing the other side comes in now. Okay, so now you measure your waist. Whatever you get, you divide by 2 this time, no longer by 4. It's now by 2. You remove the extra allowance you put there and put your actual measurement and mark. You repeat the same thing on the hip. Whatever you get, you divide by 2 and mark. And then go ahead and also measure your thigh. Okay, your thigh, if you want it tight, if you want it free, anyhow you want. This trouser, I want it a little bit free, so I already measured my thigh. Measure your thigh by 2 as well. You remove the extra inches if you wish, and then go on and draw the straight line. Connect all the lines together all the way down to the trouser. And this is it, guys. The trouser has been completely sewn. The zipper has been attached. The band has been perfectly attached. Everything. The legs have been folded. I need to see me. I wore this to Carol Sunday, and it was so beautiful. It's even more beautiful in person than in pictures. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You see, mine is even shifted a little bit, but make sure yours is in straight line. If not, it will alter your crotch when you wear it, and you'll be uncomfortable. So always make sure that you start from there first when you're sewing your trouser, to avoid mistakes or stories that touch. Okay, so this is me wearing it. Honestly, this picture didn't even do justice. If you see me in person, oh my god, it was so beautiful. So thank you for watching. Bye. See you in my next video. If you watch this video to this point, comment